Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of McAllen Unplugged. My name is Marlene. Have you ever noticed that certain liquids are thicker than others? Well, this science experiment will tell you why. So the items needed for this science experiment are going to be a clear container, corn syrup, dish soap, honey, rubbing alcohol, water, vegetable oil, food coloring, and a baster. You don't necessarily need a baster, it just makes it a little bit easier when pouring in the liquids in the experiment. So in this science experiment, I will be showing you the different densities that are in different liquids. So something that is more dense has more molecules packed in a given space, and something that is less dense has a less number of molecules packed in a given space. So throughout this video, I will be asking you a series of questions. So make sure to stay tuned for the entire video to see if you can get all the questions right. So to start off this experiment, we will be using the liquid that has the most density, which in this case is honey. So since honey has the highest density, it should remain on the bottom even after we apply all the other liquids. When pouring in the honey, just be very careful not to touch the edges of your container. So now that we have our honey in our container, that brings us to our first question of the video. Which of the following liquids is next in our experiment? A, dish soap, B, vegetable oil, or C, corn syrup? If you picked C, corn syrup, you are correct. Corn syrup is less dense than honey, however, it is higher in density compared to dish soap and vegetable oil. So now that we know that corn syrup goes next, let's go ahead and add our second layer. Isn't it pretty cool how the corn syrup doesn't mix with the honey due to their difference in densities? I think it's pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and get started with our third layer, which is going to be dish soap. So now that we have our dish soap, let's go ahead and jump into question number 2. The principle of density was discovered by who? A, Archimedes, B, Miss Frizzle, or C, Isaac Newton? If you picked A, Archimedes, you are correct. Archimedes was a Greek mathematician who lived around 250 BC. Did you get that question right? I hope you did. If you didn't, don't worry about it. We have one more question to go. So let's go ahead and jump on into our next layer, which is going to be water. So for the water, we're actually going to be using our baster. If you don't have one, it's okay. You can always use a spoon as well. The reason why we're doing this is so that way we can slowly introduce the water into the container, so that way the water doesn't mix with the dish soap. So now that we have our water inside, you can actually start to see the 4 different layers. I think it's pretty cool how none of them have mixed because of their different densities. Let's go ahead and add in our 5th layer, which is vegetable oil. So now that we have our vegetable oil, we're going to move on to the final liquid, which is rubbing alcohol. And I'm actually going to add in a couple of food coloring drops just to go ahead and help differentiate the layers and also to make it look really cool. I hope you've been paying attention because we're down to our final question. Can you list the order of liquids used in this experiment from highest density to lowest density? A. Honey, corn syrup, dish soap, water, vegetable oil, rubbing alcohol. B. Corn syrup, honey, dish soap, water, vegetable, rubbing alcohol. Or C. Honey, dish soap, corn syrup, water, vegetable oil, rubbing alcohol. If you picked A, wow, you have been paying attention. A is the correct answer. So I hope this video helped answer your question as to how certain liquids are thicker than others by showing you the different densities of different liquids. Thanks for joining us today. I hope you had an awesome time learning this fun and simple science experiment. Continue to follow us on all of our social media channels and check out our YouTube channel, McAllen Parks Unplugged, for more videos. We hope to see you next time.